Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Your brother Khalil come from Bermuda. It's an honor to speak to you. You were a former Guantanamo prisoner from the community of the Turkistani people, or the Uyghurs. We don't often come across people of your background here in the UK. People are fascinated by the story of the Uyghurs, of the Uyghur people, the Turkistanis. And even more fascinating is the fact that you were held in Guantanamo Bay with 22 other prisoners. Can you just first introduce to me who are the Uyghur people? What is their background? Where do they come from? What's their language? Why do we know only a little bit about them?
Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah Nabina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in wa man tabi'ahum bi ihsan ila yawmi din amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Khalil Mahmut. I was born in the East Turkestan. The Turkestan is a long time been called Turkestan Sharqiyya. We belong to Turkish tribe. We descend from Turkish tribe. The Turkestan is situated in the Middle Asia, bordered with Uzbekistan, Pakistan, India, and Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan. We've been a long time. We had our own independent country, and under the leadership of Sheikh Thabit Damullah Haji. Later on, under the conspiracy of Chinese government and Russia, our country divided. Yeah, Alhamdulillah. We belong to Turkish tribe. We descend from Turkish tribe. Actually, a long time ago, when under the Turkish the Khilafah Empire, when they collapsed, so the officials over there, they made their own country, and then made like East Turkestan.
So originally, the Turkistani people, the Uyghurs, they are the original Turks. Is it right to say that the original Turks?
They're called the Doğu Turkestan, the Old Turk, the original, the Turk.
And then the Turkistani tribes, they migrated across Central Asia, across Asia Minor, and eventually they settled in Turkey. Is that right?
A long time ago. We are doing that because of Chinese government
persecution.
Yeah, persecution. And 1949, Chinese government came and occupied our country. They using the killing our leaders and officers. And then 1951, the country on the whole Turkestan. Then they changed our language, Uyghur, into Latin writing script. Then for 25 years, 30 years, from then, the old people, they know they at that time passed away. So the youngsters, they learned the Latin writing.
So the original language of the Uyghur people is a Persian or Arabic script.
It's very similar to the Arabic script. Is like a couple the
different letters,
different, but they're very similar to the Arabic letters and Pakistan letters, like
in the Urdu.
Yeah. Then after 30 years, they changed it from Latin to our own language.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and then the generation after 1990, they learned our Uyghur language. Alhamdulillah.
So recently, I'm going to get on to Guantanamo in a little bit, but recently there's been a lot in the press, in the media about East Turkestan or Xinjiang province and the Chinese government crackdown on the Muslim people. Can you tell me what's the reason for the Chinese government to put this kind of pressure on the Muslims, and what is it that they're doing? What are the Chinese government doing?
Our country, as I mentioned, is they call Xinjiang, in Arabic Xinjiang. It means like a new open country. the place. The since they controlled our country, first thing they attacked is like the scholars, and then they killed them.
The religious scholars.
Yeah, religious scholars. They killed them, and then as I mentioned, temporarily they changed our language to another script. Yeah. Then people confused it a little bit. Then they change it to our the main Uyghur language. The reason for Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed us, blessed our country with resources, the natural resources, the oil, gold, and the other the agriculture, horticulture, other.
So it's a rich country. It has a lot of natural resources.
Yeah. Since that they control, they talk transfer every day the million the tank of oil and other. The gold, other coal, gas, everything. And then they sell in inner China at very cheapest price, and then even they take these things from our country, they give us the high price. And by the time that we saw something unjust, something going wrong, then we told them it's not right. So we want some justice. We want our own country. Then they didn't like it because they need these resources because of this from every aspect of from politically or culturally they try to to ban it. For example, they banned us our language to use in the schools, and then they banned us to go to masjid under the 18. No way to go to masjid. There is the police. They check when you go to masjid, you check your ID, whether you are 18 or not.
So if you're over 18, you can't go.
Under the 18,
you can't go.
You can't go at all. Yeah, they check. There is the police is guard.
So they don't want the youth to be educated in Islamic knowledge and sciences.
And they banned the prayer, keep at home, prayers, and the Quran. Once they recognize that you have Quran at home, at least for 3 years sentence.
So if you have a Quran at home, you can go to prison.
Yeah, if they know that you kept Quran, because it's against the law. And recently they issued the new rules in which it means brotherhood, sisterhood, like that. It means they bring Chinese lady, a woman, a man to the one Uyghur family. They stay there 1 week, and then from that family, one lady or one man go to the Chinese family. Stay
So they take a non-Muslim Chinese, Han Chinese or something family, bring them into a Uyghur family, and then they put the Uyghur people into the. And what's the purpose behind this?
The purpose is that first of all, they are not Muslim. The practice. Yeah. First of all, the assimilate Uyghurs to the Chinese, become Chinese. Second thing, to annihilate religion. Alhamdulillah, Uyghurs, Muslims, alhamdulillah, we born Muslims, we raised in Muslim family, alhamdulillah, from father to father, like
that. So Islam has been in this region for hundreds of years, right? So the part of the identity of the Uyghur people is that they are Muslims. Is that correct?
Yeah. Long time ago, alhamdulillah, we've been alhamdulillah, our parents, alhamdulillah, embraced Islam under the leadership of Sotok Bora. That meant they embraced Islam under the leadership of they came from it's a long story, many years, but alhamdulillah, the long time ago under the I forgot
Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas.
Yeah. Exactly.
So the Prophet Islam came to this region from the time of the Sahaba, essentially.
Yes. Then the Sotok Bora, at that time leader, he embraced Islam, and then they preached, alhamdulillah, and then people understood and they embraced Islam.
So what's happening right now is an attempt to remove Uyghur culture and religion and faith by imposing Chinese culture. Is that right to say?
Yeah, yeah.
Do people who are Uyghurs, do they see themselves as Chinese? Do you consider yourself Chinese in terms of who you are as part of your identity?
Yeah, actually, we are Uyghurs. As mentioned, the country, the East Turkestan, is very important for them, and then they try to analyze Uyghurs from the country, or assimilate Uyghurs to Chinese, so as to after in future nobody call himself or herself the Uyghur. So many reasons. First of all, in our country is blessed with, as I mentioned before, with cool things. Second thing, maybe for them they're talking about and analysis that maybe in future we are the Uyghurs came from Turk. We are very
distinct nationality, distinct. You have your own identity.
Yeah, and maybe they think in future, even we are strong in future, they will jeopardize to us.
So that's a fear.
So first of all, we cannot stop them unless we control their religion and the custom, habits and culture. Then we assimilate in few next 10 years, 15 years. Otherwise, we have no choice. Therefore, they attacked us to put the. First of all, they took the educated people to re-education camp. It means where to change their mentality.
Yeah, this was something that was quite common amongst some communist movements. Re-education programs to reprogram somebody's views, their beliefs, their brain, essentially to brainwash them.
Yeah. And secondly, and that one is very worse. It means not education camp. It means worse than camp, prison. First of all, they put them there. They didn't give them enough water, food, and then they never let them to have the proper tool. And in that case, the people get sick from inside. Inside some organs, they get disease, poison there. And then they leave them alone. After maybe 5-8 months, if they didn't get the right treatment, right time, then they will die. So they had planned every year, killing Uyghurs. 500,000. They said in the
this was a plan.
A plan, yeah. Future in the next for 10 or 15 years, just to
wipe them out.
Wipe them out, or by the time they assassinate us, there is no the people who call the Uyghur people.
Oh my goodness!
And so this is their plan. And the second thing, the make brother and sisterhood means
the forced assimilation.
Yeah, assimilation. And the second thing, that they don't recognize the halal haram. They don't know. So they said, once you go to our family, what we eat, you have to eat.
So they remove every aspect of the faith by imposing a culture, monoculture that is Chinese, and it removes any of the aspects of the identity of Uyghur people.
Excuse me, sir.
So it removes the identity of the Uyghur people.
Yeah, Uyghur, just the.
So I wanted to ask you. So that's very important to know, because then what happens is that you like many of the Uyghur people, went to live in Pakistan, Afghanistan, to study, to learn your religion, to learn other languages, and of course, so people understand it's a bordering country. So Xinjiang, as it's called, Xinjiang, borders with Pakistan, borders with India. Does it border with any other countries?
Border with the Kyrgyzstan,
Kyrgyzstan,
Kazakhstan, yeah.
and Kazakhstan.
Then, Alhamdulillah, Uzbekistan, yeah.
Okay.
So like lots of students, you know, because Pakistan, mostly in Pakistan border, easy to go there on bus. So some students, they understood the law there at that time. They left country so as to they seek education and they come back to teach the young generations. So some of them, they went to the Pakistan, the Islamabad, they studied there. Some of them even in India, some of them through Pakistan, India went to Egypt in order to get education.
Okay. So in your case, then, of course, we all know now that the Americans offered money, bounty money, to Pakistanis, to Afghanis, to sell people over. So you, like many others, there was 22 Uyghurs was sold to the United States.
Yes, actually, I am one of them. Actually, 1990. Yeah, I left home 89.
89.
Yeah,
Okay.
89. Alhamdulillah, I came to Pakistan to seek education.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been there for a couple of years, so I started learn a little bit Arabic and the Urdu and English. Then, you know, by the time the incident happened, so
The September 11th attacks and the invasion.
attacks, yeah. And at that time, the Pakistan, the armies collaborated with US so as to catch the people. Then they saw me. I am like I'm
Not a local Pakistani.
The local Pakistanis. Then they saw my uniform is different. Then you know, they took me from there. Then they asked me, so where are you from? I answered them in Arabic. It's Arabic,
and that was enough. That was enough evidence for you to go to Guantanamo.
Oh, this guy speaks Arabic. He has affiliation with people. Then you know, then they sold us. Actually, they took me from Pakistan, and then they put us in Pakistan for the 15 days in army camp there. From there, they took us to Kandahar and they kept us there for.
So you were held at you were then taken from Pakistani custody, sent to American custody at the Kandahar air base in Afghanistan.
Yeah, Afghanistan, yeah actually.
And you remained there for several months, is that right?
Yeah, I stayed there for 6 months, 2002 actually, from December to June.
And you were subjected to all the abuse, the stripping naked, beating, and violation of human rights, all of this stuff you went through.
Yeah, actually it was, when they search, when they give food, when they take number, they talk, they abuse us. When we go to take shower, they force us to take off our clothes. We have a group of brothers there, and then in the evening when they search, they come, they abuse, they kick us sometimes, they do a lot of things that is not suited for human, movement. That I stayed there under that conditions for 6 months.
And then after this, they sent you to Guantanamo.
Yeah, after 6 months, I was taken to Guantanamo Bay.
I mean, I know that much has been recorded about what happened in Guantanamo, and much has been said, including through my own story. But it's interesting. You and the other Turkistanis or the Uyghurs were sent eventually to Camp Iguana. And now most people don't know what Camp Iguana was. So can you explain a little bit why were you sent to Camp Iguana?
Yeah. Actually, when we went to Guantanamo Bay, we've been many times the interrogations, and then we told our story. We are from. Why we are here, these things. Then they understood our situation. Then they told us, oh, you're in front of the door. When you knock the door, you will be free. These things like that.
So they felt that you were innocent already.
Innocent, yeah.
This was told to you by the interrogators, by the soldiers.
By soldiers on the interrogators center.
And this was told to you early on.
Yeah. Then after that, we were waiting for the.
So did you ask them, if you believe we're innocent, why are you keeping us? Did they explain that?
We told them that they said at the time, the couple years, no interrogation. Even we asked for the interrogators to come.
So you would
to
ask
see,
for an interrogation, you
why
wouldn't get
you
an
are here?
interrogation.
Because the interrogator last time we told us you are the free, you are just in front of the door. When you knock the door, you will go. Then nothing came. Then we asked, they didn't come. After like Alhamdulillah, one of the brother who released, who gave our names to the lawyer in US. Alhamdulillah. Then the lawyer came in the middle of 2006, and he met us, and then the process started. And then they took us our like application to our to court, why they fight on behalf of the 20 Uyghurs. Then they put us in the Army Court, US Supreme Court twice. Both times we've been announced that innocent in the verdict of Supreme Court.
So they took your case to the Supreme Court, and there they said that you're not guilty of any crime, you're innocent,
crime, nothing,
but still you remain in prison.
Yeah, and then they put us in Iguana camp where like innocent people like us stay there.
So people understand this. Initially, you were in the different blocks, different camps with other prisoners, but then they sent you to Camp Iguana, and Camp Iguana was a place where they kept innocent people.
Yeah, exactly.
Where they declared these people are innocent, and you were amongst them.
Yeah, because all of 22 Uyghurs,
Yeah.
they announced, the innocent in the verdict of Supreme Court in US.
And also in Camp Iguana, you had the children. Is that correct? You had Omar al-Khadr, you had Muhammad al-Gharani, who were underage children.
Yeah, we have means Omar Qadir.
Yeah.
Omar Qadir. No, Omar Qadir. We had Muhammad Sumu.
Al-Gharani.
Al-Gharani, youngest one. Other one, the Akhuna brother Akhbar. At that time he was, and even in Saint, and the Sheikh Sabr. I don't know his real name, but over there we call him Sheikh Sabr. MashaAllah.
So they had people that are innocent and people that were younger people there in Camp Iguana, and your conditions were a little bit better.
Yeah, our condition from the go outside, from food, from the clothes, and the more better than other camps. The Iguana, because it's the camp for innocent people like me, like those brothers. Alhamdulillah, we had the access to book more than them. We had access clothes and playing football, little bit small area, but
but
running,
you had a little bit more freedom.
And we eat together, come, that.
So, I mean, one of the things I found really strange and amazing over a period of several years, the 22 Uyghurs were all released, but they were sent to so many different countries. There were some sent to Albania, others were sent to Palau, which is an island 500 miles off the coast of the Philippines. Some were sent to Switzerland, and some were even sent to El Salvador in Central America. And you eventually were sent to Bermuda. Can you explain why were the Uyghurs sent to all of these places that were so far away and not connected to them in any way at all?
For us to send Bermuda, there is a little bit of story that happened actually when we were in Camp Iguana. The lawyers tried, actually US tried to take 2 of us to US. Then they added to me and the other.
So there was a whole movement in the US itself that tried to
4 of us,
for 4 of you to be bought to the US, to be bought to Washington DC.
Washington DC, and even they sent plane. The plane landed already there.
So you're ready to actually take the plane and go to America.
Unless we sign under the 10 conditions.
And these conditions, what did they include?
The conditions like that. First of all, they put the ring in our.
So they were going to put a tag on your leg.
A tag on our, Wherever we go, they can monitor. They can see us. They can listen to us.
Yes. So this is the kind of thing that they put generally on people who are convicted prisoners or convicted criminals. So that's what they wanted to.
Yeah. So I told them, you guys, and they announced me innocent, and then you try to take the U.S. Why you put this the things in our foot? So, and the second thing, only we can live in Washington D.C. We can't live
You can't leave outside Washington.
And then they said, if you guys behave yourself good, then we move on each condition within 3 months if people above they decide to move. Otherwise, it stays like that. Then we will think the paper, something like that after that. Then I told them, this is like we are still in prison, means US means for us like an open prison, still we are under the confinement.
So initially, they even though they've said you're innocent, they kept you in prison in Guantanamo, they've given you better conditions, but still you're innocent. And then even though you're innocent, they want to put conditions on you, which they would normally put on criminals and guilty people. And so how did you react to this?
So then I told them, so you guys, the announcement as innocent, then you take us and put things like that over there. What is the difference like between innocent people and guilty people? Like you consider me as a criminal, so we don't want to go. We don't want to sign. The lawyers, so like the lawyers wanted us to sign, so as to they. And then even the generals, they told us, hey, it's a good place. Then we don't know. We don't want interest. Then where you want to go? I told them I don't want 3 places. First of all, Jahannam. I don't want to go hellfire. I don't want to go there. Second, China. Third thing, the U.S. because not there is disrespectful because friends. We have a lot of friends. Even my lawyer from U.S. It means like still if I go there under the confinement, so I don't want that. I don't interest.
Did you feel if they would have sent you to America that you would have been welcomed as somebody who is in Guantanamo? Do you think that you would have been, there would have been lots of problems for you in America if you would have gone there?
It is, if I went there, maybe I welcomed by certain people, by my Uyghur community there. You know, it is a future thing, I don't know, but in the side of the conservative people, maybe it's a little bit hard, you know, for us to.
I mean, just so people understand, there was a whole movement that a petition, a campaign to have you brought over to America, and it included ordinary American people, but not a single former Guantanamo prisoner has ever walked on American soil as a free man. It's never happened. So Guantanamo prisoners have gone all over the world, but none of them have gone to America as a free person. So just explain to me, how did you then, why did they choose Bermuda for you, and then how did you end up going there?
Then after that meeting, we didn't sign, we didn't interest going to US, we didn't sign that. Then after a couple of weeks, I think the 19 reporters came, we are high class reporters, the chief like that. Then the camp OIC, they came to
the officer in charge.
Office, camp, told me, hey, we got some reporters. When they come, just don't talk to them. Even if you talk, they will not talk to you. So just be normal like that. They told, okay, no problem. Let them come. We don't talk. Then I told the brothers over there, so look, a report is coming, so we have to do something like that. Like what? At that time, we've been given the paper big to draw some type of pictures, you know, flowers like that. Then I wrote like that. The America is double Hitler. We have been no president.
You said America is as double Hitler. Why did you feel that?
Because you know they even they understood our situation, and then they announced us twice, you know, innocent. And still they kept us in that. Even Iguana camp is for innocent people. Is prison.
It's still prison.
Yeah, prison.
So how long did you spend then in Guantanamo in total, or in American custody? How long did you spend in?
SubhanAllah is amazing. I went there 2000 to June 10. SubhanAllah, 2009 June 10 I left.
On the same day?
Yeah, same time. Yeah, so exactly 7 years. And 2011 in the morning we arrived to Bermuda.
And what was your reaction? I mean, what did you know about Bermuda? When they said Bermuda to you, what did you first think?
You know, there's a little bit of story. Then after we demonstrated there over there, then it was on the news at that time. It came a little bit pressure upon US. So then at that time, the president of the Bermuda was in the US. Then the US government spoke to him about us. Then we have a couple of Uyghurs, but I think
so there was 4 of you together.
Then that man says, okay. Then he called a couple of ministers. I think the lawyers told me. He called a couple of lawyers, the ministers in Bermuda. They arranged some things. Then they let know the lawyers. Our lawyers, Sabin Willett, Susan Baker, and other Jason Penny. So then once everything is confirmed, everything is organized, well organized, then they called us, then saying, you guys going to Bermuda Triangle, Bermuda. Then where is the Bermuda? Bermuda Triangle. Oh no, Bermuda Muthalas, Bermuda Triangle. I don't want to go to a strange place. You want me to
So you thought they're going to send you to this Bermuda Triangle place, which is not a nice place to go to.
I don't want to go there. I don't want to be disappear over there. I heard lots of stories. They said, no. Bermuda is a good place and belongs to England. Very pretty island. I can tell you, like, I told them, send us something, maps, some pictures, something like that, if we can see. Then, so he told us, no, everything is organized, so you will go there. Then, we first time, before that, we never knew about the Bermuda Triangle. We never knew. Just we heard the Bermuda Triangle, but that island, we didn't know that. Then after 5 days, we were talking afternoon around 3 p.m. So the camp OIC and the man charged in camp came.
He told you to get your stuff ready to get.
Pack up your stuff within 45 minutes. Then I told them, why, what happened? Also with our stuff, why we pack up? Saying, you go somewhere else. Then I told them, where we go? So, look, everything is arranged. I can tell you. I don't know where you go, but the order came from above. You have to pack up your stuff within 45 minutes. Then we understood that we move because we had phone calls with lawyers. He told us everything arranged, even
so you knew you were going to leave now. Yeah. So then you wanted to say goodbye, salam alaikum to the brothers.
Then we told the brothers, the camp OIC says, so I think we move. Even the lawyers told us Bermuda. We didn't know Bermuda exactly where is. So, and he said if we don't pack up, they will pack up anyway because everything is organized. We have no choice.
Not that you had much to pack up.
Right? We have nothing. Just a couple pants, couple shorts, like couple of t-shirt and the Quran, our books, and that's it. Alhamdulillah, brothers, they packed our Quran, our clothes, couple of t-shirt, things like that. Then we say sorry if we say something like loudly or something wrong, please. Sorry, please.
Was it a very sad time for you?
It was, because we are
because you're leaving behind all of the others.
Brothers, so then we were sad, but we have no option. We still even innocent prisoners. So then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, we left. They took us to the clinic there where they examined our body, our the fingerprints, something like that. And then they put us in camp 3. We stayed there for a couple hours. Then they come to move around like 11 p.m. The general came. So you guys going to move right now. You go to a good place. What happened here? Forget.
They want you to forget 7 years.
They said, I still remember what happened to you. Forget. Anyway, you go to a good place. When you go there, behave yourself and do good things. I hope you will integrate there over there, so everything will be fine. Then actually they put us shackle, that chain, the thing. Then so the general told them unshackle them, take out. Then he went airport with us on bus together, and then when we got down from bus, I saw a lot of people there, like reporters, journalists, and the minister.
This is still in Guantanamo?
In Guantanamo, in airport.
At the airport,
I saw the minister of Bermuda and the minister of US and our lawyer, interpreter, all on small jet. Then the general came again and to put his the hand on my shoulder. You go to a good place. What happened to you? Forget. So leave everything behind here. So you go to a good place.
And did you forget?
Uh,
Can you forget?
It was, in the first years, it was a little bit hard. Anyway, the brothers are there. How it's hard, but anyway, I force ourselves to forget that. Alhamdulillah, we next day we came to Bermuda.
So how did you feel? How did you and the other brothers with you? What did you do when you arrived in Bermuda? What was your immediate feeling?
Yeah, when we are about landing the Bermuda airport, we saw the ocean through windows. Everything is very like our first time.
It's like a dream.
Dream. Very is from one side strange, from other side, alhamdulillah, we are happy because we left that place. A third thing, even we little bit like in thinking thoughts, we little bit not really settled well. So
a little bit nervous.
Nervous, yeah. So we landed in the morning. Then the ministers, they did paperwork there. Then they put us in a guest house in a clear view, a Channel Bay beach over there in Bermuda, where we stayed almost 3 weeks. After 3 days after our arrival, a lot of reporters from BBC, Fox News, CNN, a lot of people came, to talk, to interview.
This was probably the most famous thing that happened in Bermuda for many, many years, right?
It is. Yeah, even we saw like more than like maybe 15 people, the cameras like that. So even we're surprised what we have done, why we're like that. We have a normal person, so we left home with good intention. Now we are here, like made us very famous. Then we refused to. But anyway, we have to talk because then. By the time there are a little bit problem between Bermudians and politicians and Premier Dr. Brown. At that time he was president of Bermuda. Because the U.S. asked help from the president to take us, then that man helped U.S. and accepted us. He brought us to Bermuda. And the people upset with him, saying that it's okay, we don't have any problems with them
But they wanted consultation. They wanted consultation.
Why you act like there is no God? The Bermuda is like open country. At least you have to tell us. You have to take consultation with officers or ministers, and you should know. You should let know the governors so as to Then that man is the smart man. He talk to them openly. Then yes, the U.S. asked help. I helped them because always U.S. very closest the country for us. Anything we bring from U.S. U.S. very friendly in business, in everything, importing something like that. So they asked help. I helped. I did humanitarian work, action movement. That's it. Then people after. By the time passing, slowly.
So tell me, how is the? I mean, it's amazing if you think about it, that these you're Uyghurs, you're captured in Pakistan, Afghanistan by the Americans, then you're taken to Cuba, and then from Cuba you're taken to Bermuda. It's such an international story that, and you didn't do any of this by yourself. It just happened to you. You didn't choose it. It just was done to you.
Yeah, subhanAllah, is sometimes things happen beyond expectation. Is even we're surprised with sometimes we talk about then we born in East Turkestan, and then we came to seek knowledge, and then Afghanistan, and then Cuba, in prison, and here we had family, we have kids, we have jobs.
Yeah.
Sometime after Salat, sometime when we come together, we talked about the background, a little bit how the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's plan work, like proper, like that.
So I mean, we don't have much time left, but there's A couple of things. One is that, of course, there's a very painful story as well here, because some of the brothers, or one of the brothers at least, was married, and he had to he couldn't be reunited with his wife. But in the opposite side, all of you now, mashallah, have got married, you have children, and you have your lives there. How does it feel like now to be a citizen of Bermuda? What does it? How did the Bermudans welcome you, and how do you feel there now? Do you feel like an accepted person there, and that it is home?
Yeah, alhamdulillah. It was when we talk about the other brother who married and had kid. When we arrived here, we mentioned to bring his wife. It was impossible for him to bring his wife, his kids,
because she was still in China.
She was in China, yeah. Then we tried a couple of times, got a letter from the government. It didn't happen. It didn't take place. Then finally, he married to another lady.
They decided to separate.
Yeah. So he has no option.
And so he's still not seen his
son.
No
wife, nor his kid. I think the ex-wife married because they were separating, like.
Yeah.
So, and then after him, the other brother married. For all of us married, alhamdulillah, we had family, we had Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed of us with kids. In the beginning, we worried about a little bit because Bermuda government didn't, even the kids born there, they didn't give
nationality.
And then my oldest son, Abdullah, he got sick, pneumonia, in 2014 after the hurricane. And then we had surgery in the hospital. It didn't work. It came negative. Then he needs to go to overseas to get right treatment. Then doctors organized to take him to Bermuda, Canada, in Sick's hospital in Toronto. But Canada immigration stopped.
Even for medical treatment?
Yeah, medical treatment is okay for kids, but his mother has to have a visa. So then I went to the Bermuda government office. So look, they stopped his mother. The guy is like 17, 18 months, 16 months old. We can send him alone. Both parents is alive. Is not. I never let him go alone. So give me some type of paper. Then I talked to them. They said, no, it's not up to us. It's up to London. And we can't. Our hand is tied. We can't help you. I'm sorry. Then finally, alhamdulillah, I went to lawyer at the submit the visa application. Alhamdulillah, Canada government issued a visa for my wife.
And then they traveled and went.
Then by the time they got treatment for temporary from the hospital, then they sent small jet. Then they took my kid. Alhamdulillah.
So it seems, I mean, from what I've heard about many of the prisoners who've been returned to many different countries all over the world, that your acceptance, your life in Bermuda has, by Allah's grace, been something that's good. You've been welcomed there.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Yeah, all Uyghurs they send like different the countries. For example, like for us, the Bermuda, to us in Switzerland. Alhamdulillah, I consider they are good. Alhamdulillah, good place. But others in Palau, in Albania, Slovakia, El Salvador, and those places are very like.
They've been struggling a lot.
Yeah, struggling like from like economic from other side. Yeah, because. Western countries, that they are very open and they have more like, and they know they is good from other side. Those countries, they have a lot.
Still oppressive towards them.
And then the first thing they put two is here, two is there, so as to, and they don't have not really like. The trading with Chinese government, so they accept it.
So they've sent them to countries that don't have a relationship with China.
Okay. But some countries, Western countries, they have like big like the multi-million like business, so they are didn't accept. Yeah.
So we've nearly come to the end. I just want to ask you one more question, really, and that is that: do you have any? Your experience has been fascinating, and you one of the things that people say often about Guantanamo prisoners is that they should be angry. Why are they not angry about what happened to them? You got tortured, you got abused, you got violated, you got imprisoned without any problem. Why aren't you angry?
Say again, please.
After all of the things that happened to you, should you be angry?
You know, it is my destination that has been written before I born. That Islam is not like, Islam is not came with not angry with problem. Islam is came with forgiveness, overlook, you know, with peace. So it's my destination, it's my faith, been written already. So that thing doesn't help me, either me and either other side. The best thing is if I forgive, I forget, it would be the good for both sides, because Islam recommends us to make peace, to make make peace between people, between brothers, between.
In the first place, you have to have peace inside your own heart.
First of all,
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Final one thing is that, have you got any message? Is there, if there's something you'd like to say to Muslim people, non-Muslim people, what would you like to say to them?
Oh, mashallah, alhamdulillah, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I had a chance to come to London. Alhamdulillah, I came, I met brothers here. Alhamdulillah, then I came here, I saw that beautiful big masjid, alhamdulillah, and the small students, mashallah, they came out from the masjid. When I saw them, I felt myself, I was in a Muslim country, mashallah. I saw the office brothers doing, mashallah. It's very fantastic, very mashallah. I felt I am really in the Muslim country, because of the lot Muslims around here stick together, love each other, mashallah.
That's a great blessing.
Really excited, impressed, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking to you, and I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows you to return back to us many times, that the other brothers come here, that you go to the Bayt al-Hat of Allah, you do Hajj, you do Umrah, and that Allah accepts it from you, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes you successful in the future, inshallah.
Ameen. Thank you so much for all of us. Thank you so much. Jazakallah khair.